Taylor Swift, Ariana Grande, Katy Perry. Kill, marry, kiss.
Ariana, kiss. And then Taylor Swift would be the kill.
Taylor Swift married Travis Kelce at Madison Square Garden. And now the internet has dug up the one clip that proves he did not always feel that way. Years before any of this, in a moment nobody could have predicted would ever matter, Travis was handed a simple party game and chosen, without a single second of hesitation, to marry someone else entirely. Here's what happened. Back in 2016, long before Taylor Swift ever entered his life, Travis starred in his own reality dating show, a series that put 50 women in front of him competing for his attention. During one particularly memorable group date, a contestant challenged him to a quick round of marry, kiss, kill, tossing out 3 names: Katy Perry, Taylor Swift, Ariana Grande. Travis did not pause to think it over. He chose to marry Katy Perry instantly, moved on to kiss Ariana Grande, and then, in the most awkward beat of the entire clip, delivered his verdict on Taylor. Killed, just like that.
Taylor Swift, Ariana Grande, Katy Perry. Kill, marry, kiss.
Ariana, kiss. And then Taylor Swift would be the kill.
Okay.
Love you, but you're gone. Katy Perry would
Marry.
be the, yeah.
That clip sat quietly in the archives for nearly a decade, a forgotten artifact from a show Travis himself has since called the worst thing he ever did, admitting it did not set him up for anything good. And then right on cue, with the wedding still fresh in everyone's mind, someone dug it back up.
The worst thing I ever did was the dating show.
Oh.
Catching Kelce was the fucking worst thing I ever did. It didn't set me up for anything. It was... I didn't realize what reality TV really was. I don't even think anybody watched it. You got to watch Love is Blind, man. It is the worst trash ever. It's worse than Catching Kelce, but it is so f***ing good.
The clip found new life across social media, and reactions poured in from every direction. Some fans thought it was hilarious, pointing out that of all 3 women he could have picked to eliminate, he somehow landed on the one person Taylor genuinely had history with at the time. Others defended him completely, noting that a throwaway answer on a reality show a full decade before he ever met Taylor in real life has absolutely no bearing on the actual relationship they built years later. One popular comment summed it up perfectly, joking that 2016 was a wild time and that he had no way of knowing he would eventually end up married to the very woman he just eliminated from a party game. Another take argued that Katy Perry, back in 2016, was genuinely at her peak, so honestly, who could blame him? The truth is, it is a strange, funny little time capsule. A 20-something reality show contestant years away from ever meeting his future wife, casually deciding her fate in a party game with all the seriousness of picking a lunch order. Nobody in that room, least of all Travis, had any idea that the woman he just symbolically killed would one day walk down an aisle toward him in the most talked-about wedding of the decade. It is the kind of moment that only becomes fascinating in hindsight, a reminder that nobody's past decisions, however silly, can predict where their life actually ends up. And that old clip is far from the only thing keeping this couple in the headlines this week. Because while old footage of Travis kept resurfacing, brand new details about the actual wedding night kept spilling out too. On a recent broadcast, Pat McAfee, joined by Peter Schrager, dedicated a full segment to breaking down the celebration, and the details were staggering. McAfee, who attended the wedding himself, called it the greatest night of all time, and revealed that the entire Kansas City Chiefs roster showed up, filling out the guest list alongside names like Brad Pitt, Bradley Cooper, Gigi Hadid, and Emma Stone.
Football world coming together with Hollywood in Nashville. Brad Pitt brought me a Jack and Diet.
No big deal.
Whoa. And then obviously Bradley Cooper's there. Gigi Hadid.
Right,
Gigi
sure.
is obviously there. I don't want to give away too much, but it was the greatest night of all time. My wife and I had a blast, and they absolutely showcased that they are in love.
But the detail that really got fans talking involved Patrick Mahomes. McAfee shared that Mahomes was spotted right in the middle of the dance floor, moving freely and looking completely unbothered.
I don't want to give away too much stuff. Breaking from the wedding, Patrick Mahomes is in the middle of the dance floor.
Oh, there you have it. Good sign.
How could you not be, really? I'm being honest, with everything that's going on there.
Which reporters immediately flagged as a genuinely encouraging sign for his recovery. Mahomes tore his ACL and LCL last season and has spent the better part of 7 months rehabbing with a single goal in mind, being ready for Week 1.
On a freakish play to see 1-5 go down like that, man, it was almost like it wasn't real. And shit just sucks, man.
Watching him dance without hesitation at a friend's wedding suggested his recovery timeline might be further along than anyone expected. McAfee also used the segment to push back against critics who had labeled parts of the celebration tacky, insisting that anyone with something negative to say clearly was not there to witness it for themselves. He pointed out that phones were completely banned inside the venue, meaning there was no notes app, no writing anything down, nothing except pure memory to rely on afterward.
I'm sure there was something that I agreed to not talk about it. But from the things that I've been reading about other people talking about it that have like kind of, because there's no phones in there. There's no notes section, no writing of anything. So it's literally all just memory. Anybody that's saying anything negative about that place, now granted, shutting down parts of the city and that whole thing, you guys can have your thoughts on that. The event itself was like the most spectacular, grand thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Whatever he actually experienced that night, he made clear, was something special enough that he did not need documentation to remember it. And speaking of documentation, or the lack of it, fans have grown increasingly desperate for any real official photos from the ceremony itself. With Taylor and Travis staying almost completely silent on the details, some fans have turned to a much funnier form of pressure. One fan account posted a message essentially declaring an official campaign, joking about bullying Travis into finally posting real wedding pictures by resurfacing old, embarrassing throwbacks from his past. They paired the message with a clip from that very same 2016 reality show, this time showing Travis under his on-camera alter ego, dressed in a bright pink top, tiny neon green shorts, and an orange headband, leading a group of women through a dance routine.
Hey ladies, who wants to dance? Get it going. Ready? 3, 2, to the right.
It is somehow even more entertaining than the marry, kiss, kill moment, a fully committed, slightly ridiculous performance from a man who clearly had no idea just how famous or how married his future held. The strategy is simple and honestly brilliant. Embarrass him with the past until he gives in and shares the present. Meanwhile, in a completely different corner of the sports world, another couple accidentally gave Taylor and Travis a preview of what married life under a microscope can actually look like. Patrick Mahomes and his wife Brittany were spotted at a World Cup match, seated in a shared suite but noticeably not next to each other, with Patrick a row behind Brittany, scrolling on his phone while she watched the game. It did not take long for the internet to run wild with jokes, with one post simply reading that this did not look like happy marriage behavior, and another declaring, only half joking, that a married couple had clearly gotten into an argument. The clip spread everywhere, complete with captions calling it protecting his peace, one seed at a time. And here's the thing. There was almost certainly nothing to it. The two had been photographed together, happy and affectionate, at a friend's wedding just one day earlier. Suite seating simply is not always arranged the way people assume, and sitting a row apart at a sporting event is a completely mundane, forgettable detail in any normal marriage. But that is exactly the lesson worth pulling out of this for Taylor and Travis moving forward. Once you're a famous married couple, absolutely nothing is mundane anymore. A seating chart becomes a headline. A missed high five becomes a rumor. A quiet night on your phone becomes evidence in the court of public opinion. Patrick and Brittany have been together since high school, weathered plenty of speculation before, and clearly did not think twice about brushing this one off. That kind of thick skin, the ability to laugh at a meme instead of feeling the need to publicly explain a completely normal moment, is probably one of the most useful skills any newly married celebrity couple can develop. Taylor and Travis are about to learn, if they have not already, that even the smallest, most ordinary choices, where you sit, who you dance with, how close you stand in a photo, will now be read like tea leaves by millions of people who have never met either of them. It is a strange kind of tax that comes with this level of fame. One that has nothing to do with love and everything to do with how the rest of the world processes two extremely famous people simply living their lives. The Mahomeses have had years of practice absorbing that kind of scrutiny without letting it rattle them. Taylor and Travis, only days into their own marriage, are just getting their first real taste of it. Wrapping it all up, here's the full picture. An old clip of Travis choosing to marry Katy Perry, kiss Ariana Grande, and eliminate Taylor Swift in a party game has resurfaced, offering a funny, harmless glimpse into a version of his life that came years before he ever met his actual wife. Pat McAfee and Peter Schrager broke down the wedding celebration in detail, revealing the entire Chiefs roster attended and that Patrick Mahomes dancing freely on the floor was read as a strong sign for his recovery. Fans have started a lighthearted campaign, resurfacing an old, embarrassing dance clip of Travis to pressure him into sharing real wedding photos, and Patrick and Brittany Mahomes accidentally offered a preview of married life under constant public observation after an innocent seating choice at a World Cup match spiraled into online joke rumors of a fight. None of it changes what actually matters here. Travis married the woman he once eliminated in a silly party game a decade before either of them could have known where their story was headed. And that is a far better ending than any reality show could have written for him. The rest, the old clips, the seating charts, the endless online scrutiny, is just the noise that now comes standard with being two of the most famous people on the planet. Taylor and Travis are still figuring out how loud that noise gets, one resurfaced clip and one misread photo at a time. Luckily for them, plenty of couples before them, from the Mahomeses to countless others living under the same kind of spotlight, have already shown that the trick is simply learning not to listen too closely, laughing along when the internet gets it wrong, and saving the real energy for each other instead of the noise. That's all for this video, folks. See you next time.